houseboats, river locks, the big orange and lemons. Lock it in. It's time for the Riverland Football League.
Time for us to head Riverland Football, and the Big Beaver is with us. And I tell you what, this has been a very interesting start to the season. Top three sides seem to have it over the bottom three, at least from round 4 matches. The Big Beaver's with us. G'day, Ben. How are you?
Good, Wayne. How are you, mate?
Really well. Got to say, is it right to say that now we see the three best sides emerge, and at the end of the day, they look like being the top three, and then the bottom three look like being the bottom three, and maybe fourth place is a race for those bottom three sides?
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Wayne. Obviously, Loxton on top with 4 wins. Waikerie, Renmark 3 and 1 apiece. Obviously, Renmark and Waikerie got better percentages. Renmark's got the most, points scored. However, Wakerie's got the least amount of points kicked against them. So that'll make it interesting this weekend when we get to the games, because Renmark play Waikerie this week. But no, I think you're right. Loxton, Renmark, Waikerie seem to be the top three. Berry, Loxton, North Barmer are probably the bottom three, and Berry's probably the standout at the moment. I think may end up making finals and finishing fourth. But time will tell, Wayne.
It will. Well, time told last weekend in round 4. Loxton beat Barra Monash, but not by the score we all thought. 10-10-70 to 4-12-36.
Yeah, cracker game of footy in the end, really. Barmer are right in this. 4-12. If they just had their kicking boots on like Loxton did the week before, could have been a different scoreboard, this one. But, for Barmer to come out and get 16 scoring shots and keeping Loxton only 20 and to go down by basically 34 points in the end, it's a great result, I think, for Barmer, and they'll take a lot of positives out of it. Loxton, they're better players. Eagle, Evans, Raff Little. Good to see Raff in there. In his day, was one of the best players in our competition. He's getting on in age now, but third best in kick 4, so well done to Raff. Cal Smith has been playing a bit of B grade in the past, but now up and playing A grade, and he deserves to be there, so well done to Smithy. Yeomans and Fisher, they were better players. For Barmer, Sullivan was their best. Jake Smith back in the best players. Good to see him playing some good footy. Mason Middleton's been fantastic for Barmer since coming back this year. Can take a great grab, and it's not long before he kicks a bag, I think. Barker, Butterworth back from Central has been very handy for him. The other better players, all single goal scorers for Barmer. So, yeah, could have been an interesting game. This one if Barmer had kicked straighter.
Could have been. But at Renmark, they got over Berry quite comfortably. 2 rivals here at the Renmark Oval, and it was up Railroad Avenue, 17-13, 115 to 6-4-40.
Yeah, 30 scoring shots to 10, so clearly they were dominant on the day, Renmark, and you look at their best players and you see Matty Wolford and Tim Wolford first and second best. These guys are in some great form this year. Agostino, third best, coming back from Wesleys last year. Trevor Thorpe, one of their older guys, he'd be 35 now, I reckon, Thorpe, and he got their 4th best, so good to see Thorpe back after hurting his knee 2 years ago. Hainsey in the ruck was their 5th best, and Zunic, they have a better players. For Berry, Brodie Thompson, after playing a bit of league footy at Centrals last year, back at Berry, he was their best. Teasdale in the middle was good. Langford, Hawkins, Rosenzweig and Grieger, they're other better players. Goal scorers for Renmark, Zunic with 4, Matty Wolford with 3, Agostino, Charlton, Lellman and Austin with 2, the rest singles, and for Berry, Carell, Marr, Damon, Voigt, Safralides and Hawkins singles. So, yeah, good win to Renmark.
It certainly was, and Waikerie, another ripping win for your club, getting up 12-16-88 to Loxton North in this game, 3-7-25. Gee, big win, but maybe just a bit disappointed with your kicking.
Yeah, look, we didn't kick 2 straight. We, came out in that first quarter, kicked 3, got 5 to 2 points, and there's a few easy shots really missed as well. And then second quarter, 4 go 8 to 7 points. So obviously Loxton North would have liked to have kicked a few early on. It would have been a tighter game. But then after half time, we came out and really took it up to them. And, it's probably the worst I've seen Loxton North in the time I've been back here, 12, 13 years. It's, we've got a lot of respect for Loxton North as a club, but, they really are struggling at the moment. And, I stood a guy called Michael Arnold on the weekend. A lot of people remember Pickles, great player, played most of his footy down back. He played full forward, and I went down to full back and stood him. And, if they need to rely on a guy at 40 to be out there trying to kick goals, that the club's struggling a little bit. So hopefully they can turn that around. Some good signs for him. Keenan Wilkes was their best. He's a young fella coming through, son of Mark Wilkes, a former umpire. Joshy Boyd, Hampel in the ruck was good, and Scotty, another good game from him in the midfield. For us, Tristan Gaiman was fantastic. Billy Cameron and Jack Grieger had their best games of the year. Ryan Shaw probably turned the game for us with 3 goals. in that second half and really, turned it on for us. Liam Schiller in his first game as the debut. His dad played over 200 A-grade games for the club. Liam's probably played 5 or 6 years in the B-grade and got his chance this weekend and kicked 3 and got the best players. So well done, Liam Schiller. Good win to Eyre.
Good win. Let's have a look this week just quickly. Berry take on Bowman Monash. And this one at Berry, this is really for 4th position.
Yeah, absolutely. If Bowman can play like they did last week against Loxton, I think they'll take a lot of positives out of that. And Butterworth can get his hands on the ball and get it down to Mason and kick it back. Bowman could win this game. Berry at home, always hard to beat. They'll want to cement that top 4 spot, and they're always hard to beat at home. So going on previous form, I think we still have to stick with Berry at this stage.
Okay, the battle of the Super Cats. Panthers versus Tigers. Loxton North versus Loxton, all on the line, and payback time for Tigers maybe on a lot of pain caused by Panthers over the past few seasons.
Yeah, absolutely. Loxton North have had their measure for multiple years now, and now it might be the Tigers' turn to get their revenge, like you said. I think you have to go on form. In recent form, Loxton are up and about 4-0. These two hate each other, so it should be a ripper of a game to watch. But I think Loxton have got too much in the tank. After playing Loxton North last week, I just think Loxton, with the Evans boys, Bradley, Carl Smith playing some good footy there, Raph Little kicking goals, I just think they'll have too much and they should have a win here.
All right, Waikerie take on Renmark. This one is a beauty. It is a replay of the 2019 Grand Final. Waikerie at home. Can you inflict some pain? And a statistic that's interesting here, Beaver, your percentage is just that fraction better than Renmark.
Yeah, well, like we touched on before, Renmark have kicked a lot of goals and points, but where we've been really good is defensively. We've given away 155 points this year, whereas the rest are all over, well over 200. So, I guess that's been one of our strengths of our defence this year, and hopefully we can keep that going on the weekend and curtail their forwards' influence. Obviously, Obst up there, Sampson, Austin, Zuni kicked 4 last week, so they're the sort of guys we're going to have to be on top of. Timmy Wolford and Matty Wolford getting a lot of the ball in the midfield, so hopefully we can get on top of them. Haynes in the ruck has been good for him. We've got a young fella coming in for his first game this weekend, Jack Colbert. So hopefully Jack goes all right. He's a young ruckman coming through the ranks, so he'll get his chance, no doubt. Look, could go either way. Waikerie at home, always hard to beat. Obviously, I'm not going to tip against us, but this is definitely going to give us a test and let us know where we're at, because I think after seeing all the other teams, without seeing Renmark yet, I still reckon on paper Renmark are better than Loxton. And therefore, I think this is our real challenge this weekend.
Oh, a big challenge. There's some challenges last weekend in Independent. Paringa wasn't one of them. They beat to the living daylights out of Blanche and Swan Reach, 1921-1-4. It was an even bigger beating of the daylights out of, with the Cobb Dogler 38-22, beating Brownswell 4-3. If you don't mind, Cobby, 2 wins in a row. It's just all happening for the Eagles. And Wonka 13-11-89 returned to the winners' circle. A bit of an upset over at Ramco, 8-10-58. A quick comment on independent scores from last weekend, Beaver?
Yeah, just quickly, good to see Cobby won their second game in, 1,000 days. So what yes. And obviously Brownswell obviously are very, very low in numbers and struggling. So Joshy Gilden kicking 18, he's a good player, comes from Bowman, so that doesn't surprise me. Swans had a massive win over BSR. BSR really struggling. And, what an upset. I mean, I think we both tipped Ramco, and for the boys out at Wonka there to have a win, that's fantastic for them. So well done to them.
Okay, Paringa play Wonka, and this is going to be a close one. Swans at home.
Yeah, look, I might go for an upset here. I think if Wonka are good enough to beat Ramco, I think they're good enough to beat Paringa. So I'm going to get Wonka to go there and give Paringa a good run for their money.
Match of the round, Ramco and Cobb Dogler, if you don't mind.
Yeah, it should be a cracker. This will really see where both clubs sit. So, look, I haven't seen enough of Cobby yet. They've had some big wins, but they've been against some pretty poor competition. Roosters won't be happy with the loss last week, so I think they'll come out this weekend and take it right up to Cobby and have a win at home. And
Swan Reach is the venue for 2 old Mid-Murray combatants. They are arch rivals in their close proximity. Sedan Cambrai should win at Swan Reach.
Absolutely. BSR, no chance.
Yes. Well, we'll wait and see. I guess there's always a chance if they run out, but if the Big Beaver is calling it, he's pretty spot on, except for that one last week, which we both got wrong with Cobby. Hey, mate, you have a great weekend, and I look forward to catching up with you soon.
Good on you, Wayne. Cheers, mate.
BVMS Chartered Accountants, a passionate team of local experienced professional advisors ready to help you with all aspects of your business or personal accounting needs. Client-driven and results-focused, from general accounting and audits to self-managed super funds and taxation, and specialising in agriculture clientele, with offices in Waikerie, Berry and now in Loxton, plus visiting the Mallee regularly. Contact BVMS Chartered Accountants today and see how they can make things easier for you. BVMS Chartered Accountants. Locals counting on locals. Visit bvms.com.au.
Don't miss out on Bushman's Tank's Holiday Here this year autumn promotion. Bushman's are giving you the chance to win one of 5 gift vouchers from Flight Centre up to the value of $5,000. Bushman's Tanks are built sun tough due to our exclusive and innovative SunSmart technology. If you're thinking tanks, poly or steel, visit bushmantanks.com.au or call 1800 00 8888 to find your local distributor. Bushman's, saving Australia's water and supporting locals. Full T's and C's at bushmantanks.com.au.
Tackling the big talking points in country footy and netball.
His pass is magnificent.
The Friday Night Sports Show
Here it comes.
with Jason the Flow Man
It's a grand sight.
on your colour of sporting country life, Flow FM. The home of the Mallee Stump. And rippin' good footy. The Mallee Football League.
Oh, yes. The Flow Friday Night Sports Show. And time to talk Mallee football. Now, our next guest is a legend of local football. There's no question about that. Did you know, Flo, man?
Yeah.
11 premierships, if you don't mind, our next guest under his belt. Something like 17 grand finals. Not only that, now a newly fledged life member of the BDT Crows Football Club, and I believe, if you don't mind, just making his way to Canberra shortly. Kissing babies. It's the only time I've ever seen parliamentarians lining up to pin a badge on someone, life membership-wise.
Oh, he was surrounded by them, a great cloud of political witnesses. And, of course, his profile's been lifted here on the Friday Night Sports Show. Clearly, I think this is the new career. He'll give up making honey soon. Ben Hooper joins us.
The Honourable Ben Hooper.
Honourable, yes, Sir Ben Hooper. Hello, Sir Ben. How are you?
Oh, you two are making a sport out of this, I'll tell you.
Hey, mate, congratulations, all nonsense aside. You're a legend of that footy club. They love you there. You love it, and rightly have collected your life membership. Well deserved.
Thank you very much, Chase. Yeah, it's been a big project there, and it's been an important part of my life, playing country sport, and just good to give back.
Oh, good to give it back. Tell you what, that big Ped was there. He was big smiles all over his face, and he's from Peak.
Oh, he loves the hoop.
He was from the other side.
Yeah,
he was cutting the ribbon as though he was a local almost. I mean, gee whiz. It was a great night, though, the Tinanara Club Room opening.
It was indeed, yes. Ped, former player, as you've mentioned, and a bit perplexing for him on the weekend to come down and watch his son play for Peak, and then still have his heart firmly centred in the BDT colours. But they got a bit of a hiding, the Peak boys. They had it handed to them by a pretty sharp BDT outfit that particular day. So
they did. You're right. That's where we'll start, actually, mate. BDT 15-10, 100, Peak 7-7, 49. My boys, they didn't go away all afternoon, but at the end of the day, after half time, it was pretty much all one-way traffic, BDT.
Yeah, it was indeed. Chatty Kennett, the skipper, is just getting better and better after that knee reconstruction coming back, and looking to him to be strong every week, but he's doing a great job leading a pretty young team. And then also your man, young Wardy, stood up again. He's back in the winners column there with 8.
I love this boy.
Great effort from him. Some very strong grabs again. Got up for the big crowd on the deck, I reckon he did, the young fella.
Oh,
big game player.
Yeah, great to see. Peak had Barrett with a couple and Geisler too. And Druitt and Barrett, that's W. Barrett, and Mac Pederick also gave it their all on the day. I was at the game between Pinaroo and Karoonda, and rising to some great heights with some good marks on the day, mainly by the agency of Pinaroo, but I reckon the big one by Karoonda, the big ruckman got himself going, big Chris Rudiger, and he took a screamer, but they weren't able to peg Pinaroo back at any time. 14-17, 101 to 6-7, 43, and how did you see this, Hoops?
Pretty strong 9-goal win for the boys, Pinaroo, and just rolling on nicely there at the top, and their depth shows. They still had a really strong list of players out, and then just to have a cross-field effort. But Shannon Jenner, it's great to see him stringing a few good games together at the top there, and young George Heinze for an under-19 player to light it up like he has been. So it's pretty good effort and great return to form for Jared Kerber getting back in the team. And what a pleasure it would be to be captain of that team. Jordan having a wonderful year down back. So really strong performance from Pinaroo.
Can't wait to watch them this weekend, but we'll get to that in a minute. Last match of the round, Lameroo 21-16, 142, Murrayville 8-8-56. The Hawks far too good here.
Yes, they've arrived.
I agree, yeah. Win of the round, I reckon, to Lameroo here, because Murrayville have been taking it up to the teams quite often, and like we spoke about, Denty would be wanting to start to wind things up, and he's certainly got that from his strong players as well as Captain Billy McNeil leading from the front, and great acquisition they've got there in Johnny Wilson. What a talented player he is, and he's just continuing on his merry way. So great team, and they're just poising himself to have a shot at Pinaroo, I reckon.
Yes, and look, we move now into around 7 matches. First of all, we need to acknowledge straight away that COVID-19, the beast has arrived in Victoria again, causing all kinds of dramas, particularly for Murrayville. So my understanding here, Hoops, having spoken to Nicole earlier on, is that the Murrayville Peak game will not go ahead, though none of those fixtures will go ahead, and the points will be split. Is that right?
Spot on, absolutely, and it probably couldn't come at a better time for both those teams, I reckon, Peak and Murrayville. It gives them a good opportunity, I reckon, to reset, take stock. They're both suffering from a few injuries, and hopefully they can just go back to the drawing board a little bit and work out a bit more structure on how they can be competitive. Good opportunity, I reckon.
Yep, I reckon so. The Murrayville boys will put their feet up, but to the Peak crew, if they want to go and watch some footy, well, they'll have a choice of 2 pretty handy games to go and watch. I know where I'd be heading. First of all, Karoonda take on Lameroo. This will be at Karoonda. This will be a game worth watching as well. Lameroo are probably in better form at the moment and should win.
Yeah, I think you might be right, but definitely we'll see the young fellows continue on their merry way at Karoonda. They're just going from strength to strength. Young Kyan Adams, he's lighting it up every week down back, and for an under-19, sensational on-field effort. But I think he needs to work on his voice a bit more. There's a bit of talk that his off-field antics aren't as strong. Work on his mating call a little bit.
Oh, boy.
I'll tell you what, though. I'm going to give this kid, Kynan Adams, I'll give him something. He has got courage. He will go back into a pack and he'll get knocked out of it. He's not a big body player. He'll go straight back in for the ball. I was really impressed with his first half in the game last week. So spot on call there. I reckon they just need another 2 really decent midfielders to give Brandy a bit of a help with Kynan, one of those, but they need another 2. They had 6 midfielders against him.
A man by the name of Pake, he'd probably be fairly handy back at that side. Any word on how far away he is?
No, I haven't. No, not at all, actually. Not a couple of weeks, though.
Let's hope not too far. Maybe after the association game. But look, the match of the round, let's get into it. Canalpin, BDT, Pinaroo. The one thing that this Murrayville Peak cancelled match has done is it enabled the broadcaster to get over there to Canalpin. Big Bruce, he can't wait for this. He's going to be heading down to Canalpin. It will be live streamed. This is match of the round, match of the year stuff, mate.
Is indeed, yes. The BDT boys will have to be, well, no doubt about it, putting their best foot forward to have a shake at the Pinaroo. The juggernaut at the top, we'll call them this season. They are just rolling on from strength to strength, and they get another player back this week. Young Jacob Ryan comes back in, and all reports he's got a real axe to grind after having all his tools stolen.
He hasn't got an axe to grind, apparently.
Go on, Ben.
You just drilled him.
Yeah, so I mean, we've got some great backmen here down at BDT. Young Tommy Badger Schultz is having a great season, and Millie, the greyhound trainer, who had a good win on Monday night up there at Murray Bridge. They'll have their hands full, there's no doubt about it. The goal kicking power of Pinaroo is mighty, and we'll have to be on our mettle. So I'd Keep a tight one, but I reckon Pinaroo maybe just to get across the line.
Yeah, I reckon Lodi's is the one. He's the second pin to Baker. Baker clears some, really comes out hard. They put Rudiger back on him last week, took him out of the ruck, and just to give the opportunity for somebody to sort of, try and change things up. But that Baker is a very powerful player. When he moves towards the ball, he's a bit like a Lockett type player. He takes everybody out in front of him, and so look out for that. The halfbacks, but Keogh and Jenner, they are absolute gun runners, and this young Heinz, he's good too. Driscoll, absolutely brilliant. So Pinaroo for mine will win.
BDT for me. Ward will kick 7, and Big Bruce will have half a dozen pies before half time.
Sensational.
Good stuff. Well, look, we won't probably have Ben for the rest of the season because we'll be in Canberra, but we look forward to your comments here on Mallee Football. Ben Hooper.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Have a good evening.
Around here, we love our Golden Grain, and we love our Golden Grain Hotel. Open from 11 a.m. 7 days a week, and meals available every night, with theme nights 4 nights a week, including burgers, pizza, steaks, and Thursday nights a schnitzel night. Grab a feed for $15, affordable for all the family. There's even a kids menu too. Locals or travellers just coming off the highway into the main street and find the Golden Grain Hotel. And shearers, farmers and spud farmers order your takeaway meals. Check the website for menus, meal specials, accommodation and upcoming events. GoldenGrainHotelPinaroo.com or follow on Facebook.
BVMS Chartered Accountants, a passionate team of local experienced professional advisors ready to help you with all aspects of your business or personal accounting needs. Client-driven and results-focused, from general accounting and audits to self-managed super funds and taxation, and specialising in agriculture clientele, with offices in Waikerie, Berry and now in Loxton, plus visiting the Mallee regularly. Contact BVMS Chartered Accountants today and see how they can make things easier for you. BVMS Chartered Accountants. Locals counting on locals. Visit bvms.com.au.
It's all under one roof at Walter Agencies, your local CRT rural and farm supplier in Lameroo. You'll find Broadacre Chemicals, sheep and animal health, with suitable advice on animal husbandry, even pet foods and supplies, along with hardware supplies from polypipe water tanks and fittings to concrete and poly troughs. Plus boots from Bluntstone, Rossi, Steel Blue and Boggs rubber boots. And the friendly service you always get at Walter Agencies, your local CRT rural and farm supplier in Lameroo. 44 Railway Terrace North, or phone 8576 3311.
Southern Contracting Group takes pride in providing the highest quality products and services at competitive prices, covering the Southern Mallee, Mid-North, Riverland, South East and Western Victoria. From mobile rock crushing and screening to ready-mix concrete and bulk and civil earthworks. And the Callington Quarry is now open for quarry products including limestone and bluestone, concrete stone, ballast, rubble, road-based sand and Gabion rock wall. Perfect for contracting or landscaping businesses. Open Monday to Friday 7 till 5, Saturdays by appointment. Visit southerncontractinggroup.com.au, find them on Facebook or call 08 8576 3627.
The team at Nutrien Ag Solutions, Burn Ag in Lameroo and Karoonda are passionate about providing soil and livestock nutrition products and information that assists farmers with the best farm management practices. They also provide fertiliser and soil testing services, agronomy, animal health and insurance, along with the livestock services of Keller Livestock, Nutrien Ag Solutions, plus Mark Egan with Real Estate Nutrien Harcourts. There for farmers. Talk to the team today. Nutrien Ag Solutions, Burn Ag in Lameroo and Karoonda, helping Australia grow.
Piers Motors is more than car servicing and repairs. They'll keep you rolling with a huge range of tyres to suit all makes and models. From brands like Toyo, Mickey Thompson, Goodyear and Bridgestone, they stock the full range of Penrite lubricants for your car, truck, tractor and motorbike. Check out the retail shop for Nava accessories, cables, lights, towing and recovery gear, UHF needs, tyre repair kits, you name it, Piers Motors have got it. Drop in today, 23 Adelaide Road, Pinaroo. Phone 8577 8256.
T-9, 8, 7.
Don't miss the new Holland Tractors Great Rate Countdown at Ronco Motors. From as little as 0.44% on the T4 Series to 0.99% on the T9 Series tractor, we're counting down great tractors with great rates in our end of financial year sale. Order your tractor before June 30th and take delivery before December 31st, 2021 and benefit from the government's instant asset write-off tax incentive. Finance to approved ABN holders subject to terms and conditions. Contact Ronco Motors for more information. Ronco Motors, we're here for all your machinery needs.
The Southeast, known for its amazing flora, fauna and footy. Mid-Southeast Footy.
The Flow Friday night sports show continues on 26 past 6 for your Friday evening. And if you're listening to the repeat on Saturday morning, sorry about that, because I don't know what the time is.
It might be 26 past 9.
I don't know why I did a time. I've never done a time call here at Flow FM, and that's the first one.
Oh, there you go. Hey, somebody who knows how the time goes flying by is from our Robe Roosters Footy Club, Jared Dawson. G'day, Jared. How you going?
Yeah.
Yeah, really well, thanks, Jared. And good to talk about Robe Roosters. Unfortunately, last week in the big one, Kalangadoo 13-15-93 beat the Roosters 11-7-73, and I guess that is a little bit of a coming thudding back to earth for the team.
Yeah, Kalangadoo were too good on the day, and we knew it was going to be hard going down there as both sides are undefeated, and Kalangadoo played a good brand of footy, and just too good for us on the day.
Weary 3, Sneath booted 3. They were Dean booted 2. They were your multiple goal kickers on the day. Krieger booted 3, Mules 3, and Gregory 2 for Kalangadoo, who Kalanga did. Bannister was their best. Reeves and Casey and Watchell done. Francisco, not San, Jay Francisco, named the best.
Yeah, they were. It was a big win for Congrong over Glencoe, 14-17 to 8-10. Ports got up over Hatherley in a big one down at the Port MacDonald Oval, 12-17 to 10-10 in a beauty. And then it was a big one, Mount Bur, 24-18 to beat Nangwarry, 6-9. In the other grades for your club, it was a very, very good day outside of the seniors. Jared, a terrific performance from the Rooster reserves, 15-3 to 6-6.
Yeah, they started a bit slow. It was pretty even at half time, and then they come out after half time and blew them away. So I think they're pretty happy with their effort, and obviously take on Port Mac this week. They're pretty strong in their reserves, and further to that, the senior Colts and the junior Colts both had pretty convincing wins with Kalangadoo lacking numbers. So.
We'll have a look at their scores in a minute, but Sawyer booted 6 for you guys, and a host of 2 goal kickers, Cornish, Emery and Burdon. Varco for Kalangadoo booting the 2. Cross, Cornish and Rigner named in the best for the Robe Rezzies. The senior Colts scores, we have a look at those now. 25-12, 162. Kalangadoo 2-1-13, and no details there, but the younger ones as well. The junior Colts, we should have a look at their score as well. They did it fairly easily, 17-12, 114 to Kalangadoo, 1 goal straight. So the young ones going really well at Robe.
Yeah, they're going well, and like I said, I think they pretty lack of numbers in the Kalangadoo junior Colts and senior Colts, and a few of the Robe boys actually went over and helped, which is good to see. And they're going well in both grades.
They certainly are. Match of the round status is Robe at home taking on Port MacDonald. They come up out of the south. It's going to be an absolute beauty. Robe Roosters need to regroup after the loss in senior footy last week. How do you see it, Jared?
I think our boys are well prepared this week, and they've trained pretty hard. And the weather's good weather tomorrow down in Robe, as it always is. And Port Mac are obviously a pretty tall side. We've just got to work to our strengths and use our targets and play our brand of footy.
Yep, agree. I think Robe can win that myself. They'll bounce back. Congrenong at home welcome Kalangadoo, who will Kalangadoo, all right. They did last week. They will again.
Yeah, Kalangadoo will be too strong this one.
Hatherley should beat Mount Bur.
Yep, convincingly.
Nangwarry and Tantanoola, if you're a red and white tiger, you shouldn't be winning. But they'll beat Nangwarry.
Yeah, I think they'll win this one pretty easily as well.
No worry about that, Jared. We're looking forward to the results coming through across the 4 grades, and hopefully we're going to see some more great stars and some goals from the kids from out of the Robe Roosters, and we thank you for your time today.
All right, thanks, Jason. Thanks, Wayne. Cheers for that.
If it's big and it digs, Southeast Excavations in Robe has it and know how to use it. Ask about your next project, from subdivisions, road construction, block levelling, supply and install of septic systems, or limestone and sand from their licensed mines. Southeast Excavations have the right equipment and get the job done quickly and professionally. If it's big and it digs, Southeast Excavations Robe has it. Find us at seexcavations.com.
Robe Roosters Football Club proudly acknowledges our major sponsors.
Sales Restaurant Robe. Quality dining, functions and catering. Showcasing Australia's best seafood. Southeast Excavations, your earth-moving contractors. If it's big and it digs, they have it and know how to use it. Come and experience the sound, the mood and the food at Robe's Lakeview Motel and Apartments. Phone 8768 2100.
Let's cheer the red and the white. Go the Mighty Roosters.
The siren sounds and the team at Kevin Wright Plumber and Gas Fitter are fit and ready for the big plays. Call into the showroom and see their huge range of Onga pumps on display. They're the only choice with an Onga pump for your every need: stock water, irrigation, rainwater, submersibles. Be on the winning team with your local trusted Onga pump dealer and service agent, Kevin Wright Plumber and Gas Fitter, providing expert advice for all your pump needs and plumbing as well. Servicing Kingston and surrounding districts. Phone today, 87672070.
In Robe and looking for something to do? Robe Auto and Marine can help. Explore the trails and paddle the lakes with mountain bikes, canoes, paddleboards and kayaks available for hire. Or if you need local advice on fishing, they have qualified staff and a mega tackle shop with heaps of bait, tackle, rods and gear to hire, so you can hook the catch of the day. Whether it's a hire for a day or a week, see the friendly, helpful staff at Robe Auto and Marine for your next fun day out. Open 7 days.
Kingston IGA is your one-stop local shop for all things fresh. From fresh local meat to fruit and veg, plus perfectly cooked chickens. And a variety of local fish on offer, fresh on fishing days, then conveniently available frozen all year, along with SA prawns and oysters. All on offer with IGA's price match guarantee, giving you value for money. Kingston IGA, supporting local and supporting you. Why not pop in today? 32 Holland Street, Kingston. Open 7 days.
Amy's got the team pumped for another winning season, and JB, a pro at cleaning up Mad Mondays. But let's see what the 2021 Crown End team can do. Tommy G pours a schooner. No, wait, it should be a pint. Nice save there by Tin Man, but there's a commotion in the back. Christie's new lunch menu has the punters scrambling. Shay has the orders under control, with Alan Kim heading for the wings, while Heather adds depth to the back line. It's great team play that earns a smile from Whiskers. Hang on, he's asleep again. They're winners, they're grinners, and supporters of the mighty Kingston Saints. Kingston's legendary Crown Inn Hotel.
HF Dicker & Son, the name to trust for over 80 years when it comes to transport. Offering daily freight services from Kingston, Robe, Adelaide and Mount Gambier, and weekly services from Melbourne. From general and bulk freight to wool, hay and tipper services. Plus, landscaping and garden supplies with soil, sand and concrete for any job around the home, farm, shed or council area, either pick-up or delivery. The name to trust for over 80 years. HF Dicker & Son. Call today, 8767 2452.
For vehicle servicing and repairs in Robe, O'Halloran's Diesel and Marine will keep your motor running. Car, four-wheel drive or truck. Your local Repco authorised service centre with fully qualified technicians using only quality parts and the latest diagnostic equipment. From a new vehicle logbook service to maintaining an old reliable workhorse. Get peace of mind with Repco's nationwide warranty on parts and service. You'll feel safe on the road with their professional wheel alignment equipment and huge range of tyres, including the top-selling Toyo Open Country. Visit the team today at O'Halloran Diesel and Marine, 56 Robe Street Road.
The KNT Footy League.
Oh, yes, the Flow Friday Night Sports Show returns. KNT, no action in KNT football or netball this weekend due to the COVID situation across the border. But there was plenty last weekend. Sammy Gratz joins us on the line to help us go through it. Sammy, are you there, mate?
I am. You there?
I've got you loud and clear. Just been a bit worried about you. Everything going okay, mate?
Oh, there we go. I was going to say the music was still playing, but she's just stopped.
No. We had to turn that down. We thought we'd leave it lingering a little bit longer because we were worried about you.
Yeah, we have been.
Well, look, my week hasn't been great, but I was actually tuned in earlier. I didn't realise you guys did the Horsham District League and that sort of stuff, so I actually had a bit of a tune in earlier, and your story actually cheered me up a bit, Jace.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that cheered you up. I'd keep on listening to the Horsham District competition too, Sammy. If I were you, you might be coaching there next year. Lucendale, they went down again. Kaiby Bolite got hold of you, 14-14, 98, 10-13, 73. Lucendale still has full support of the board, though, Flo, man.
Yep.
Oh, it's just there at the moment. It's just.
I think we need to find out who this board is.
So, did you get a bit of stick after the game here from the Kaibi faithful? Of course, knowing that you're tethering on the line and at the moment just holding your own. But gee, Kaibi would have given it to you, wouldn't they?
Well, I was actually hoping it, and I was expecting it a little bit, but we walked into the club after the game, and I think the Kaibi boys were on a bus, and they had to head off. So. There was not one to be seen in the club, so...
That's disappointing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Harris kicked 4, Castine kicked 3, and Craig kicked 3, Mardling 3 for you blokes. How did you see the better players?
It was actually, with all seriousness, Kaibi did play well, and we knew it was a danger game. They haven't had any blowouts this year. They've been putting in some pretty good scores. But, yeah, Harris played brilliantly for him. He's a big lad. He's got a big kick. I reckon all 4 of those goals would have been outside 50. And Billy Munn for him, I thought I don't think they've got their best players in here, but I would have thought Munn would have been right up there. He was dominant out of the middle. As well as Jamie Bittner. Those two together played fantastic. So I think Bitto, he shaved the head. He's gone bald, and I think it helped him on Saturday. He stood out very well. So... he played very well.
That's how you get votes. But look, at the end of the day, mate, there is no easy games in this KNC Football League at the moment. So I tell you what, well done, Kaibi. Lucendale will be back. They'll be winning more games before the end of the year. Don't you worry about that.
Oh, they will. But I tell you who's winning more games.
Kingston.
Oh, it's marching in. Saints, 15-10, 100. The perfect scoreline. When you beat the opposition by more than 10 goals is even more perfect. Keith, 5-7, 37, 10 goals. Sammy, you said it a few weeks ago when they beat you by the same margin that Keith were the side to beat. You're spot on.
Well, I tell you, it is very impressive. They'd be absolutely shattered with the bye because they are flying. And look, I think I had the chat after our game against Kaibi. It's just so exciting to see different teams up there having a go. You've got to share it around, and it is bloody good to see the neighbours, as you will.
Yeah, just lost you for a minute there, mate. We're just trying to get you back. We're just trying to get Sammy back here for us at the moment. We're just looking at where he might have disappeared to.
Where did he disappear to?
I'm not sure, but you there with us, Sammy?
We can barely hear him.
All right. We had this little...
We'll just try one more time. Can you hear us, Sammy?
I can. I've just had an ad in my ear.
There we go. We're right to go. Good stuff.
All right. Sorry about that, Sammy.
A little bit of a glitch to the system there.
Yeah, it is. We are really trying to make sure. Now, let's just keep going here because Kingston just going so well. Kennedy with 3, Fisher with 3. Looking at the situation in other matches, and it was Mundalla 16-14 beating Bordertown 10-8, Sammy. Yep.
And he's gone again. All right, well, I'll continue to work our way through this. Mundalla, as the Flowman said, 16-14, 110. Bordertown, 10-8, 68. Nankiville booted 4. Big Hinge, 3 for Mundalla. They bounce back here. I tip Bordertown in this game. Never, ever doubt Mundalla, Jace. Stupid boy. McCarthy booted 2, Neville 2, Hayes 2, and Hayes from Tink named their best. Nankiville, Barossa and Luckett booted. They were the best players there for Mundalla.
Yeah, how did you see that, Sammy?
Well, I was the same as you, Jay. So I tipped Bordertown last week. I was actually a bit surprised about that result. I thought Bordertown were going to be up and about. But Mundalla are just Mundalla, aren't they? They've got all those good players, and when their backs are against the wall, they always seem to rise. And they're a very good club, and they're united club, and that's the beauty of it. They just keep playing good footy, so prove they will be the ones to beat again.
I don't know about this competition. It just jumps around all over the place. Look at this result. Yeah. Naracoorte, 12-10-82. Padthaway, 9-17. All goal-kicking practice, Padthaway.
Oh, yes.
Gee whiz, that's the one that got away. They kicked themselves out of it, Sammy. That's probably the best way to put it.
Well, it looks like that. I haven't had my good little chat with Zach Donnelly this week, so I can't tell you whether it was pressure acts or not, but by the looks of it, that's a big disparity between goals and points. That one that makes us look good, actually. But to Naracoorte's credit, every week it's a bit of a toss of the coin, and I think I actually called a draw on this one, didn't I?
I think you might have.
I was very close.
Yeah, bizarrely, at quarter time, it was Pathway 1-3, Narracourt 2 goals 8. They just about kicked themselves out of it. They finished with 12-10 on the day.
Yeah.
Pathway 9-17, no good. Coxie booted 4 for Pathway, Storick booted 4, and Taggart 3 to be the stars for Narracourt.
Yeah, now, I tell you, this is something that we get to now, and this is the Premiership ladder. And, Sammy, I know this is going to be hard for you to swallow this because your boys are starting to move out of this top 5 contention. Kingston on top, 6 and zip. Who would have thought it at the start of the year that we'd be saying that the Kingston Saints are at the top of the table, clear from all other sides?
It is. I wouldn't have said that. I would have said they would have been vying for maybe top 5, but not in a million years number 1. And like we said at the start, it's great to see them up there having a go. And, I mean, the rest of the top 5, you probably would have said they'd be about the rat. Bordertown are probably a bit lower than what they should be. But it is still going to be a very interesting year. It's going to be very close, and I think we're going to see some movement throughout it all year, up and down, which will be good. The top 3... probably pretty settled, but I think, those last 2 spots are going to be very, very hot.
Well, I tell you, here's something for you, Sammy Rats. 10th on the table is Penola. I have not seen that in a long time in K&T footy.
I wouldn't have seen that for good... Well, actually, I don't even think I've ever seen Penola on the bottom of the ladder. I started playing footy at Lucendale in 2004. I was a young, fresh 16 or 15-year-old, and we played Penola in the final, and I don't think I've ever seen Penola drop below, 6th or 7th. So it's new territory for them. But I think Lucendale were bottom of the ladder in 2013, and then won a flag in 17. So it doesn't matter where you finish; it's just about the club atmosphere. Apparently, in the club that year, it was a great year. Everyone got around it. So it doesn't matter where you are on the ladder. It just matters that. As long as the club's going well, you're enjoying it, you got good juniors, and things always bounce back. So they'll apparently they've got a few injuries at the moment, but they've still been playing all right footy, so they'll be all right.
Borders, of course, so they beat Penola to consign them to the bottom of the ladder after Kaibi had a win over you guys. So Border Districts are sitting 6th at the moment, just percentage out of the top 5. But they are the big reason why there's no footy going on this week in K&T. Through no fault of their own. It's certainly not their fault. But they're not the only club that's been affected by this. Bordertown, whole host of clubs in K&T affected by the COVID lockdown in Victoria, which is a real shame.
It is, and I think it'll divide opinion, I think, that this over the next few weeks, but I just hope the league look at it and go, right, no matter what happens next week, we've just got to play footy. Unfortunately, there'll be clubs that don't have the numbers or, might miss out on a few numbers, but we've got to look at it as a whole, and it's not just football, it's netball as well. We've realised how big footy is in the country. I'd like to see the numbers that it's actually affecting in the teams, and sometimes I think you've just got to push on and keep going. I know the Casterton game alone, which is, I don't want to do that, but the Casterton game alone down the western border has been abandoned. The rest of the league's going on.
Yep.
I would certainly not want to do that. You'd want everyone to play, but you've got to look at the big picture, I think, sometimes, and it's really above premiership points. It's above the ladder positions. It's just about getting people out playing footy and playing netball and continuing on. But it is a bad position where, unfortunately, this was always going to happen being close to the border. I just wished there was a few more contingencies in place rather than deciding on a Thursday night, I suppose. But
here, and that's not K&T Leagues' fault. I'm not blaming your league for that. I think to have it thrust upon you so late is pretty cruel.
It is right across the board, actually, and in Victoria, as you spoke earlier, we do have coverage across the Horsham district and in the Wimmera and in the Sunraysia and into New South Wales too, and down in those areas, Sammy, it is a crisis for everyone because they get out that they're not playing this week, but the chances are when you've only got one day to the weekend before the 7-day lockdown,
so it means they'll miss 2.
Yeah, it could miss 2 weeks, and it could change the whole fortunes of their premiership tables. I know people say it can change the whole fortunes of people's health and so on, but gee, you reckon that it's a long, long way away from the border of South Australia. Okay.
Right. I had a chat with someone before. I'll put it to you this way, gentlemen. If there was a if the CBD was clear and there was an outbreak in Bendigo or Horsham or Ballarat, I wonder whether they'd lock down the CBD.
It's a good point, Sammy. I like it. We'll leave it there, mate. Hey, you put your feet up this week. Just keep tabs. I'll get you some contacts at Horsham and District. See if we can get you a gig over there next year, mate. All the best. We'll catch you next week.
All good. Thanks, gentlemen.
Bordertown Pumps and Refrigeration, servicing Bordertown and surrounding areas for nearly 30 years. And the team takes pride in being able to assist you with all your plumbing, irrigation and garden needs. From fittings, hoses and pipes to swimming pool supplies, water testing and ammunition supplies. Call into their new showroom and see on display pumps from Grundfos, Davey, Ongar and Southern Cross. Drop in and see Bordertown Pumps and Refrigeration's huge new location. 57 McClellan Road in the Bordertown Industrial Estate. Phone 8752 1959.
Wasn't my fault. It came out of nowhere.
Oh, no. Just my luck.
See that sign back there? Says low bridge. Whatever the reason for your car, truck, motorbike, tractor or even caravan accident, Ferguson Paint and Panel will fix it. Private or insurance repairs, no questions, no fuss. Ferguson Paint and Panel, Bordertown Industrial Estate or fergusonpp.com.au.
The Brothers, in conjunction with Irrigation Industries at Keith, is a family-owned business providing irrigation solutions to Tatiara and Limestone Coast farmers. Supported by Valley, the world's largest pivot manufacturer and producer of ultimate polyline pivot, they're also the largest turbine pump manufacturer in South Australia, with the ability to match pumps to limestone coast conditions. Improve your water efficiencies by phoning the Brothers and Irrigation Industries on 8755 1968. That's 8755 1968.
Deb.
Oh, wow, Joe, your place is so warm.
Yes, I know. We gave Peter a call at Kingston Electrical and Renovator Centre. He installed roller shutters and zip track blinds, great to warm our home in winter and keep cool in summer.
And just look at your new combustion heater.
Deb, it keeps our home so warm. It's a Regency Fire. You can get them inbuilt or freestanding.
Oh, and I love your new curtains.
They have blinds and curtains, even carpets and floor rugs. And we colour matched a new toaster and kettle set with the decor.
Joe, can we rain check the coffee? I'm off to check out a new floor rug.
Well, wait for me. I want to check out the new range of bedroom suites and mattresses.
Kingston Electrical and Renovator Centre, 33 Agnes Street, Kingston, South East.
Whatever your make or model, book in with Bordertown Tyre Service for all your tyre requirements. Tyres for cars, four-wheel drives, trucks, tractors, headers and all agricultural machinery from the best brands: Bridgestone, Firestone, Michelin, BF Goodrich and Hallmax. With on-farm service to keep your agricultural machinery moving. Ask about Exide batteries at unbeatable prices. Whatever your make or model, book in with Bordertown Tyre Service in the Bordertown Industrial Estate. Phone 8752 1766.
Tackling the big talking points in country footy and netball.
His pass is magnificent.
The Friday Night Sports Show.
Here it comes.
With Jason the Flowman.
It's a grand sight.
On your colour of sporting country life, Flow FM.
The River Murray, unstoppable. Just like the footy. River Murray Football.
Oh, yes, the Flow Friday Night Sports Show nearing its conclusion, but that means we have one more guest to welcome into the program. We must talk River Murray Football with Big Brucey. He's on the line. Brucey, how are you?
I tell you what, guys, I get as pumped up as that. I've been doing this for 18 years, and the folks out there, they just love it. Oh, what a big week in River Murray Football.
Oh, God.
He's peaked out.
We've lost him on the console.
Crikey me, he's just blown it up.
He blowed the console. Oh, Big Brucey.
It's a big week in River Murray footy.
It was, yeah, because I'll tell you why, and that is that Menengi 12-5-77 beat Maipalonga 6-9-45, and if you don't mind, Brucey, last week my co-commentator here, Jace Regan, got off the fence. He said, I'm getting off the fence, and I'm tipping Menengi, and we went for Maipalonga, you and myself, and it was Menengi.
Have you got the dump button ready?
Yes, don't you dare, don't you dare.
Well, I tell you what, boys, I've got a lot of listeners that just love that intro, so I've given the intro me best. I almost got fired during the week for that bad call, and Jason's got me, so I just had to try and keep the listeners in with that big intro, but Oh, gee, it was a big week in River Murray football, and Menengi's broken the drought, didn't they?
They did. 12-5, 77. Mypolonga 6-9, 45. There's a bear in there. Mypolonga, Elliott booted 3, Wilson 2. That's it. Spinks, he booted 5, Biddle 2. Sending a shout out to Mark Coulmantry, who's been waiting for this for some time. Menengi legend. Go the Bears.
Oh, I visited Mark Coulmantry in a local Murray Bridge Soldiers Memorial Hospital. The poor old fella's had a heart attack.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Gee.
No, not seriously, but look, he's just jumping for joy, the big king, and look, he just can't believe it that his Bears have got a win. And look, he'd written them off for the season and said they wouldn't win a game, and look, they came out, Spinks booted 5, they got some rhythm, and these players are starting to gel together. They're starting to get a bit fitter. And it was Robinson, the former Jervois player, that dominated. And, of course, James Lawson, a stalwart down there at the Bears, and Halliday were amongst the best. Well, for Mypolonga, it was Sammy Elliott. He kicked 3 to be a lone hand. Wilson kicked a couple, but it was Wilson, Stock and Elliott in the best. And it was a big win to Menengi. And they took this one out by 32 points, but just not quite off the bottom yet, Jay.
Oh, they'll be getting somewhere. You just wait and see. But look, the next game, 12-11, Jervois 83, beat Imperials 11-9, 75. And, of course, we can cast our mind back to the 2020 Grand Final, Big Brucey.
Well, we could have probably had this one for the big intro, and it was a thriller out there at Fly Park, and look, it was neck and tuck all day. We'll go through those quarter-by-quarter scores quickly. Jervois a 5-point lead at quarter time, 3-5-3 goal. 6-6, 6-4 at half time, nothing in it at the long break. The last change, the run home, was 10-10 to 11-6. Imperials up by 2 points, and that last quarter, Jervois kicked 2-1, Imperials just 3 points. And that was enough to get them home by 8 points. Scott kicked 6, Barry a couple, whilst for Imperials, well, the Boris juggernaut just keeps going, doesn't he? Another 7, leading South Australian country goal kicking. Of course, River Murray, a couple of extra matches played. But look, he's right up there on the leaderboard. D. Michelle, Clark and Boris best for the Blues. Jervois named Diamond, Gibson and Scott.
Tailem Bend at the Bend, too good for Ramblers, 20-10, 130. Ramblers 11-15, 81. Bad kicking, bad football, but Tailem Bend just keep on keeping on. They keep winning.
Well, interesting there. 30 shots there by Tailem Bend, 26 by Ramblers. So not a lot on the scoreboard in difference. Ramblers did jump the Tailem Bend side, but they pegged them back. And a good win without their full forward, Connor Smelt, who's leading the goal kicking with Boris. Had a bit of a slight knee niggle, so he sat the week out. Bell kicked 4, as did Starkey. Westhoff with 3, and 2 apiece to Rossi, Wilson and Finney, whilst for Ramblers, really struggling this year to get a multiple goal kicker, Cowrie, Hartman and Kilai, each 2 apiece. Better players for Tailem. Good to see young Nathan Hansen coming through, named their best with Starkey and Mackenzie Hansen. Of course, he's played a little bit at Sturt in the juniors. And for Ramblers, Walker, just going on his merry way, Clint Walker, Rigney and Vanson, a real chance, Clint Walker again to get back-to-back best and fairest at the Roosters.
Indeed, Brucey. We move on to this week. Now, Imperials have the bye. We'll start with the match of the round. This should be an absolute beauty. 2 in-form sides ready to go hammer and tong head-to-head. At Menengi Oval, the Bears take on Jervois.
I tell you what, you've jumped ship on the match of the round there, mate.
Gee whiz, we got that dump button. Crikey, Mikey.
I didn't have that one in there, but look, we'll go with that. Menengi, they'll take it up to Jervois probably for a half. They've got some good players like Spinks up there kicking some goals, Sammy Sanders and, of course, Lawson, Halliday and Timmy Hartman. But look at Jervois, they've got some guns in that side. Not much of a change. Kemp comes into the lineup. Wilson goes out. So a pretty settled side there for Jervois with the likes of Woodall, Pope and Scott, Silverlock. They just got too much dominance, and Jervois should knock off the Bears and bring them back to 31-40.
Yeah, well, that's going to be right. I reckon the closest one, Ramblers and Mypolonga here. Ramblers should win at Le Mesurier, Bruce.
Ramblers should get the points at Mypo, yes. Look, Mypo going down last week, they'll really have to regroup and try and match it with Ramblers. But, gee, Ramblers look too good with led by this Clint Walker. He's having a great season. And when you throw in some of their other players like Whalen coming back into the lineup, and you've got Matt Thompson with a bit of experience, and some of these kids are really talented, and then you throw in the ruck of Matt Hartman just dominating the ruck, and he's probably going to be River Murray's number one ruckman in a couple of weeks in the association match against the Hills. But, Wayne, for me, Ramblers look too good. They should win over Mypolonga 41-50.
I agree, Bruce. Mypolonga barely going at the moment. They've had all that they can bear in the last fortnight.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hey, what about
Try
this?
the view. I'm here until Wednesday.
You are, I reckon, that it might be that fact that you didn't get the money back on your bed and breakfast that you've gone all ape over there. But what about this? Manham take on Taylor Bend at Manham Oval, Bruce.
Well, probably the match of the round on paper, isn't it, when you look at the three games? Manham, they really should be able to take it up to Taylor Bend. Taylor Bend with a few outs. Looking at that, Finney, Butler, Bell, Franks and Hanson, Ben Hanson, all out of the side. So a real opportunity here for Manham to get the points and steal a win over Taylor Bend. Manham, look, they are missing a couple of their stars themselves, the likes of O'Malley still not back into that side. But, gee, when you look at some of the young kids coming through there that had a bit of experience down at Sturdy, the likes of Heward and Gladigo and Maloney, Shovel Maloney, his lad, just a spitting image. He is going to be an absolute star, this young kid, Brodie Maloney. You've got some good tall timber that can take a mark in the likes of Woolard, and they've got this Tommy Russo. I think too many winners for my liking. I'm going to go for Manham. I know Jason's going to go for Taylor Bend. I'm going to go the upset. I reckon Manham can beat Taylor Bend. I just think there's some big outs there for Taylor Bend in the likes of Bell, who's been a goal kicker for them, and, of course, Finney getting the ball in the middle, and Ben Hanson across half-back. So that's a game tip. I'm going to do a Meningi bear call like Jason did last week, and I'm going to go for Manham to beat Taylor Bend in a thriller.
Who wins, Flo Ben?
I think you've got to go with Taylor Bend.
I'm going to go with Manham. Thank you very much.
You're off the fence, are you?
Yeah. Brucey, we'll leave it there, mate. Good on you, buddy. Well done. Enjoy the footy this weekend.
We will do. We'll be down at the Mallee Footy taking on the big game where BDT take on the might of league leader Pinaroo. So that should be a ripper.
Good on you, mate. Enjoy.
See you next week.
We're not getting any younger, so in the end, the decision to get the caravan we've always wanted wasn't hard to make. We're glad we visited Murray Bridge Caravan and Outdoor Centre first. Their exclusive range of new Willow and Montana vans, quality used vans and pop-tops is outstanding. You can grab parts, accessories and equipment, or for service and maintenance as a qualified technician on site. Check them out, Murray Bridge Caravan and Outdoor Centre, right by the lights at 100 Morris Road. More than just a caravan centre.
The Flow FM Friday Night Sports Show with Jason the Flow Man. Oh, she's going to be a ripper. Friday nights and repeated Saturday mornings 8 till 10.
So let's get to it. We will, and Jace, it's almost time for us to go. As always, we've had a fantastic night together covering country football right across the regions.
Love country footy. I mentioned earlier on in the show about heading to Melbourne, that obviously not happy. Brad Bowman. Said something about a Richmond, the Crows are a bit...
2017, all that, just reminding us.
Well, a quick story about where I was watching the 2017 Grand Final at home with my dad, good friend of mine who'd been a Richmond supporter, he said, for 30-odd years. Still thought Lou Richards was calling the game in 2017. Didn't own a membership at the time. Sat there at three-quarter time, still said Richmond were going to lose. When they won, he's been insufferable ever since. That's Richmond for you. I hate Richmond.
I do too. And on that note, Big Brucey, of course, you know how he was going down to Canalpin. He was going to Murrayville for the big game, but it's been cancelled out there. And apparently the acting Premier of Victoria has worked out a way of keeping Bruce out of Victoria.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Murrayville Bakery is the biggest loser there.
The pies haven't. Bye for now.
At O'Connor's, our people are here to provide the equipment, technology and support for you to keep doing things better. When it comes to your sewing operation, we're currently doing early order deals on quality tillage brands. Brands including Horsch, Flexicoil and Horwood Bagshaw. Prepare early for 2022 with O'Connor's and benefit from early order deals. To learn more, visit our website or talk to your dealership today. O'Connor's, keep growing.